So for short context, an episode of Kill la Kill got deleted and we had to re-record it. So we went from recording Owl House to recording episode 14 of Kill la Kill to going back to doing this. It is a mad whiplash going from those two shows.
Yes, it's a bit.
Mm-hmm. But this episode is episode 9. Something ventured, someone framed. So, this episode introduces us to the Human Appreciation Society, which is Gus's club because he's a nerd who's obsessed with human stuff. But more importantly, this is where we meet another new character named Mathalomew. So, Brock, I will...
The most nerdy name I think I've ever heard in my life.
You're not wrong.
My God. Mathalomew.
So, first impressions of this character so far?
I'm supposed to not like him this much, correct?
At least for now.
Okay. Good Lord. I was like listening on that and realizing I don't like him. And what broke me off at first, and I don't know if I just didn't notice it because I'm looking at the animation style more since we just switched from Kill la Kill to this and then flipped back. The background stuff in this, especially in this episode with like the board and some of the stuff on the table, is animated with, and I can't think of what it is. It was a show on Nickelodeon.
All Real Monsters?
Nope. Chalk Boy or something.
Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone. The background walls, like the stuff, looked like it was drawn in that weird chalk detailing. I was like, it's been a hot minute. What the hell's that from? But yeah, yeah, that took me out for a bit, and I was just like, wow, I know that from something. And then that came, and I was just like, I was expecting him to do the pet rock when I saw the rock, and I was like, that's got a cell phone tape on the front of it.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about the items that he brings in is like they're so clearly fake, but he's doing this thing where like he's posturing because he wants the power, he wants the respect.
He's a snake oil salesman, which they actually sell in the show.
Misao, what'd you think of Ida's B plot?
Oh, I missed. Bad girl's coming.
Bad girl
coming. Yeah.
I genuinely want that T-shirt.
Right?
I love, side note, I don't know if I'd want it, but I love how it's a rule in this world that any clock or any form of it is just something that screams.
Yep.
Including his watch.
I love all the tiny details like that.
Yeah.
But something you'll notice that is kind of a recurring beat is characters often lie, not so much maliciously, but out of fear, out of panic, just because they want to advance in a particular situation. In this case, Gus wants to one-up Mathalomew, so he tells Luz, "Oh yeah, by the way, the band totally lifted. It's totally okay. You can come back now."
Yeah,
100%. In a very convincing manner, too. By the way, nothing sounded shady about that.
I also love how this completely runs parallel to Ida's basically doing the thing where, like, you know, when you're a parent, you want to enroll your kid into school, but for some reason you got to jump through all of these bureaucratic hoops.
Yeah.
Stupid hoops for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I know that she didn't want to school in this initially. But all the stuff involving the school is pretty good, like the sport.
Oh, don't worry. In future episodes, they dive a little bit deeper into the sports.
And what
Yeah.
I can only assume I have not watched all the other Harry Potter movies and have only read the second book, that the upside down face dudes are supposed to be Dementors.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Spell trouble.
Oh, and you get to hear more of Scara in this episode.
Yes. Good God. Yeah. The small cast of background characters are great.
They are. Now, something else I like about this episode is how Willow, out of the three of them, is the only one who has any sort of common sense. She knew right away that whatever
It's gonna
plan
be
they were
bad, yeah.
concocting was dumb as hell.
Not good. Willow's very much struck me as that character that's always going to be the guys. What are we doing?
Yeah, she's basically the mother of the group.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, she's the mom of the group.
Now, what do you think of those detention guards who were literally like giving people the hook?
I thought that was pretty good. I was just like, I got detention like once. No, it wasn't even detention. I got a suspension for an out of school suspension for sticking up for myself for a bully when I was in middle school. So outside of that, I've really never gotten punished in school. But I was just kind of like, this is what they try to install the fear of you in when you're in that low of a grade of like, detention's a really horrible thing, when naturally it's you sitting in a room for 45 minutes just so you can't enjoy your time at home. But no, I like how it's that exaggerated and how it's just basically another form of the conformatorium.
Yeah, basically.
The mind flayer to make you a good child.
Although one thing I appreciate about Hexside, and again, this will come up later, Principal Bump swears no allegiance to the Emperor. He's basically considered Hexside the safe haven.
Yeah.
I like that. I figured that would make for major plot details later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though initially having a school was, a bit of studio meddling, something that makes Dana Terrace a great showrunner is she knows how to make lemonade when given lemons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything else that you want to point out before I get to at the end we see some of Ida's incidents from her time.
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
And it's not for Mike. It is for Masao.
Oh dear God, I'm scared.
It is a test.
I'm scared.
Because Mike is going to know what they were referencing with that.
I'm scared.
At least I believe Mike's going to know what they were referencing for that. What movie about school students were they referencing in the song "Why Can't You Remember Me"?
I need help.
Anyone in the comments, if you can guess before I say this, it was Breakfast Club, because at the end they sing "Don't You Forget About Me." I was like, what are they doing? Okay, never mind.
Yep. All right. Let's go over some of these incidents because they're actually pretty funny. So first we have incident number 5523. At 1300 hours, Edelyn Clawthorne of the Potion Trek let loose a pack of feral ghosts in the girls' locker room. They flew around in circles, predicting students' doom and shouting out horrible puns like, "What's a ghost's favorite pie? Boo berry." We called in a ragtag team of ghost blasters to clean them out, but they accidentally opened the door to the ghost dimension, which threatened to overtake the city. Now here's incident number 3421. At 1200 hours, Elin Clawthorne raised an army of abominations to start a food fight after her sister Lilith's lunch money was stolen. The abominations then gained sentience and revolted against Elin, forming into one giant abomination and taking over the school. Elin, Lilith, and the thief had to form an unlikely alliance to stop the giant abomination from destroying Hexside. Then we have incident number 9677. At 0900 hours, Elin Clawthorne hexed the school bells to sing famous pop song, Since You've Been Conned. It lasted for 5 hours and could only be stopped by pitting the school bells against each other in a fight over who's the better boy band, Babies to Boys or 2 Seconds to New York. It was a horrible day, but no one was allowed to go home early. And then there's two more. Number 2601. At 1400 hours, Elin Clawthorne was at it again. This time she found 2 giant bug things that really just tore up the place. Oh man, I'm getting so tired of writing these things. And now I'm just writing down what I'm thinking. Oh, I hope no one actually reads these. I should take a day off. It's been years since Overlords let me take a day off. And then last one. Incident number 7662. At 1100 hours, Elin Clawthorne let the school griffin out from its pen and fed it spicy snacks until it vomited all over the Grudgeby field. Instead of cleaning it up, I ate a donut. My friends are always telling me I should practice self-care more often. And you know what? Why not? I deserve it.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
This is why I love this show. They throw in stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
Good God. Nicely done. Nicely done. I also love that when they did the graffiti, I was initially mad because I was like, that was not greatly animated how they had, because they had the graffiti over the lockers. I was like, that looks really dumb the way they have that done. That looks actually really poor. And then when the graffiti moved,
And
I was
it
like,
kept
oh, okay,
moving,
that makes
and
sense.
then it turns
It said,
into saying,
"Mother,
"Mommy,
no."
no."
That was pretty good. I like
Yep.
that quite a bit. I was there's at some point where I'm expecting them to throw in the McGonagall, why is it always you 3 line, and I thought it was going to be there, and then I'm also expected it could be worse. We could have been killed, or worse, expelled. Just waiting on it.
It does go into more Harry Potter like references, but not like those references.
Of course.
Yeah, the Harry Potter references get a little bit more. I don't want to say deep cuts, but they get a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So ones that I won't notice because, again, past the second book, I don't know anything outside of memes or something someone's told me.
Honestly, that's all you really need to know.
Yeah, just roughly.
Good Lord. Okay.
So I don't want to tease too much about the next episode, but I will say this. You do learn a little bit more about the Bat Queen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh.
Okay.
But until then, Misao, where can everyone find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at whatever is freaking called at Kima11028.
And Brock, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at everywhere where it matters at Organoid Zero, Twitch, and YouTube.
And you can find me on various social media at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and that at Ren Pop Culture. You can also find us on YouTube, on Podchaser, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You need escape, so do we. Until next time, peace out.
Bye.